You're in Braves country. Lineup for Braves Country by D.M. McGee. A is for Aaron, the Hammer and Hank, the real home run king. Take that to the bank. B is for Bobby. Cox never cowered. He'd give Blue quite an earful on his way to the showers. C is for Chipper. Don't call him Larry. He would show up in Shea, the Mets he would bury. D is for David. Justice he'd bring. A Game 6 solo brought Atlanta their ring. E is for Eddie Matthews. 512 bombs away. Lit skies from Boston to Milwaukee to the A. F is for Fred. McGriff dog-biting crime. A fire was lit the day he arrived. G is for Glavine. Southpaw winds and kicks. Changing speeds east and west. A gem in Game 6. H is for Harry and his brother George Wright. The father of baseball, Boston pennants in flight. I is for inning, ending double play. Riley to Ozzie to Olsen all day. J is for Jones. Andrew let her fly. And his gloves in center is where singles would die. K is for strikeouts. A plenty from Strider. The quads in the stash, getting swings from that slider. L is for Lopez. Javi to B-Mac. Travis and Smurf, we've been lucky to see that. M is for Mad Dog. He won 355. Could swat flies with the changeup and still bust you inside. N is for Necro. He got to the hall by bending and knuckling and floating that ball. O is for Otis. Old Nixon could fly. The catch at the wall baffled our eyes. P's still for Peterson. We were all rockin' pearls. With Eddie and Jorge, we were out of this world. Q is a quandary for why Dale is not in. Murphy MVPs again and again. R is for ranking. The top pitchers lore. Remember Kid Nichols, 107 WAR. S is for Smoltzy. The big three in the hall. When the game's on the line, you give John the ball. T is for Tyler. Matzik and the gift of 2021, the entire night shift. U is for Chavez, but we say Uncle Jesse. The frames, the release, kept the batters guessing. V is Van Weeren. Skip Carey 2. Don Ernie Joe, the tales from the booth. W is Warren. Spawn Johnny Sane. They'd ride him in Boston and then pray for rain. X is Mazzoni. Yeah, X marked the spot. Leo rocked next to Bobby, and his pitchers stayed hot. Why it makes us feel young. The game's main appeal. Chopping through the battery, there's no better feel. Z is for Zip Boom Bam, Ramalama Ding Dong. Throughout the summer, we sing that song. From AJ to eyeglasses and a hell of a pen. Mad Max, Uncle Charlie, win after win. A cannon from short, and RC you later. Acuna Matata, there is no one greater. Though you can't fit them all when you just A to Z. Think of your favorites in the rafters we see. I started with 3, then 10, 25, 47, 31, and of course 29. Let's not forget 21, 41, 35, the great 44, or 755, and old number 6, who led his great teams. The pennants were flying. It felt like a dream. From Boston to Milwaukee to Atlanta's TBS, a family, a tradition, Braves Country's the best. Lineup for Braves Country by D.M. McGee. All right, good evening, Braves country. We are just about set here in a little bit to give you pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. And looking forward to this one. Schwellenbach Day, to me, has become my favorite day. Don't get me wrong, I like a lot of the other pitchers, but Schwellenbach, man, he has become my favorite pretty quickly. Just the stuff that he has done in such a short period of time. You know, you're talking about a guy who didn't even really wasn't much of a pitcher in college. He only did a little bit of bullpen work, was primarily a shortstop, and has picked it up just so quickly. And I just admire the hell out of that. And the guy he's got that toughness about it. He's got that toughness like the way Spencer Strider does. Good news on Spencer Strider. He went 90 pitches today. 13 of 20 batters he faced were strikeouts. So he should be good to go next week. I would think they're going to call him up. That's always been the plan, was that they wanted to get him around 90 pitches before they bring him up. And look, I would have preferred that they brought him up this week against Philly, or even if you wanted to give him an extra day and you say, you know what, we don't want him going against Philly, put him up against Tampa. But it is what it is. He's already thrown the pitches today and was very dominant. Has been very dominant pretty much all of his outings, and hopefully everything goes well. He recovers well, and he will be good to go. Should be adding to the team. I would say that they would probably go one more round through. So my guess would be the way the Braves have spaced it out, I'm going to guess it's Wednesday, right? Because Wednesday, let me double check my schedule that I have hanging on my wall at all times so I know what the hell I'm talking about. Wednesday, they are at Toronto. Now, if they want to go an extra day off of that, you would be talking about coming home and facing Minnesota. But it might be better that he's not facing a team. I guess what I'm trying to say, it might be best that he's not in front of his home crowd his first start. Let him go out there and just pitch and kind of temper, because if he amps up in front of the home crowd, which would be the next realistic spot would be next Friday night, which is a home game against the Minnesota Twins, because the Braves go on the road on this tomorrow. They go to Tampa for 3, and then they go to Toronto for 3, and then they're off next Thursday. So I think they would probably prefer that he pitches in the Toronto series, either Tuesday. You could line him up for Tuesday, but just knowing how the Braves like to do, especially with the guys who they are worried about injury concerns, my guess is going to be Wednesday. And that should be a fun one. I think is that a day game? That is a day game. Okay. I think they've changed that day game. I've got it written down, but I was just looking at it the other day. I'm pretty sure that time has changed. But regardless, I do know the game's happening during the daytime. Whether or not it's they had originally written it down as a 1 o'clock start, but I think it has been pushed to a 4 o'clock start. Let me double check that. No, they're showing 1 o'clock on. So for whatever reason, on one of the other entities that I get, it was showing 4:07. But anyways, it'll be 1 o'clock, which is weird because the Blue Jays never play a 1 o'clock game at home. It's usually 2:07 or 3:07. And they're showing it at 1:07. So if it's 1:07 next Wednesday, it is what it is. But the other thing that I want to take a look at, I grabbed a couple of tweets that I thought were interesting, and it was basically just sports writers mentioning who's still out there and who could be signed. And the fact that these guys are not signed is a little dumbfounding. David Robertson is one that everybody's been talking about, bullpen piece. I mean, what a great addition he would be for Atlanta. I just don't know why he's not being signed. He must really be unrealistic on his 39-year-old arm on what kind of money he wants. The other would be, which is a little strange, but then again, he has had a couple of good seasons, so I get it. He wants to be paid for what he's worth. JD Martinez.
is still out there. He is. They said that he's hitting and still waiting to hear about a call for a job. I think somebody, if he's still willing to play at basically around league value, league minimum for a veteran, I think he'll probably get a call. I just don't think he's going to get any kind of big time call. Remember, he signed last minute with the Mets last year. Took him a while to get going. And he's still a professional hitter, still a guy that you'd love to have coming off the bench. But defensively, he kind of hamstrings you because you can't put him anywhere. So he's really a designated hitter that doesn't have the power that he once had. So a team like Atlanta doesn't really have that kind of interest in him because, yeah, if you could sign him for league minimum to come off the bench as a pinch hitter, yeah, fair enough. And maybe every great once in a while spell left field on a day game. But you're taking a huge hit defensively when you put him out there nowadays. The other guy, this is the guy that really interests me because he was so good last year with Philadelphia. You can put him in the pen. You could also bounce him back out to starter if you wanted to do that. Spencer Turnbull, and he's not getting any calls. So I just wonder what's going on with all these guys, but just want to kind of bring that up. We'll do pick to click and the predictions here as we get ready for first pitch. Make sure to throw yours in the chat. I've been doing them with the actual lineups, but we'll go ahead and do the pick to click, and then we'll save the prediction for the lineups.
Can you predict what will come in 100 years, or in 10, or in the next minute? Some people think they can. Nuclear scientists, mathematicians, astronomers, biologists. Because they see beyond the known dimensions of time and space.
All right, pick to click. Looking at the numbers, there's some pretty interesting numbers. We'll go over as the game goes on. But I'm going to go with Marcell Ozuna. He's been putting some good swings on the ball. He's been very patient at the plate. He is 3 for 10 lifetime with the dinger against the starter tonight, Luzardo. The only other guy who's gone yard in the lineup is Olsen. He actually has a really bad batting average. No shocker because the guy's nasty against left-handers. But I expect the right-handers to rake. I kind of wanted to go with Smurf, but I'm not expecting the moon and stars for a guy who just came off the IL. I was a little surprised that we didn't mix Baldwin into the starting lineup in one of these first 3 nights, but he'll probably get the start tomorrow night. With the left-hander on the mound, Smurf gets the start. I haven't seen who Tampa Bay has tomorrow, but anyways, let's go ahead and step away. Pitch by pitch, play by play. It's go time. Lineups: Braves, Phillies. We're the game of the night. There's nothing else on in the world of sports, realistically. I mean, unless you're going to watch Masters reruns. I kept an eye on the Masters today, but watching a rerun of it? Come on, it's baseball. Let's go.
Keep playing like this, will be the laughing stock of the league.
All right, boys, let's get back to basics. This is a baseball. The object of the game is to keep the baseball within the confines of the...
You're in Braves country.
On a beer? 7 o'clock in the morning. Scotch?
Hey, howdy, hi, and how the hell are you? Pull up an armchair, girls and boys, and join us for Braves Country Baseball. You're listening live, and the scene is Truist Park in Atlanta, Georgia. We're set to bring you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves. Hi, I'm Mac McGee. Here's your starting lineups for today's action. Leading off, the designated hitter, Kyle Schwarber. 5 home runs, 11 RBI, batting .293. Batting second, playing short, Trey Turner. 1 home run, 2 RBI, 4 stolen bases, batting .281. Batting third, playing first, it's Bryce Harper. 2 home runs, 5 RBI, 1 stolen base, batting .279. Nick Castellanos, batting cleanup and playing right. 2 home runs, 7 RBI, batting .308. Max Kepler is batting fifth and playing left. He has 1 home run, 1 RBI, batting .212. JT Realmuto is behind home plate and batting sixth. He has a .226 average with 3 RBI, 3 stolen bases. Alec Boehm batting seventh, playing third. A 178 clip and 3 RBI. Bryson Stott batting eighth, playing second. He has a .278 average with 1 home run, 5 RBI, and a stolen base. In center field for the Philadelphia Phillies and batting ninth, it's Brandon Marsh. Captain Caveman has 1 home run, 4 RBI, batting .143. On the mound tonight for the Philadelphia Phillies, it's Jesus Luzardo. He'll be going head-to-head with Spencer Schwellenbach. Luzardo is 2-0 with a 1.5 ERA and a 0.92 whip. 12 innings, 7 hits, 19 strikeouts, 4 walks, and 1 home run served. Schwelly is 1-0 with a 0.00 ERA, and if that wasn't impressive enough, a 0.29 whip. 14 innings, 3 hits, 1 walk, 14 strikeouts, no home runs allowed. Backing up Schwelly in the bottom of the first inning, playing second base, leading off, it's Ozzie Albies. He has a .200 average with 1 home run, 5 RBI. Batting second, playing third, Austin Riley. 2 home runs, 5 RBI, batting .200. Batting third, it's Marcell Ozuna, the designated hitter. 1 home run, 5 RBI, batting .273. Matt Olson, batting cleanup and playing first. He has 1 home run, 5 RBI, batting .211. Batting fifth and behind home plate for your Atlanta Braves, it's Sean Murphy. He's 3 for 7 with a home run and 4 RBI. Batting sixth, playing left, Brian De La Cruz. 6 for 26 on the year, a .231 average. Batting seventh and in right field, it's Stuart Fairchild. He's 1 for 5 on the season. Batting eighth and patrolling center field for your Atlanta Braves, it's Michael Harris II. He's got a .225 average, 1 home run, 3 RBI. Batting ninth and playing short, Nick Allen. 5 for 18 on the year with a .278 average. He has a 1 RBI and 2 stolen bases. Calling balls and strikes tonight behind the plate, it's Mark Carlson. Your first base umpire is Jordan Baker. Second base will be manned by Stu Sherwater, and down the third base line, it's Dan Merzel. Game time temperatures are expected to be about 70 degrees at Truist Park, with the wind blowing right to left at about 6 to 7 miles an hour. Atlanta Braves come in minus 125 on the money line. The over-under is 6.5. Our pick to click tonight, give me the Big Zoo. He has a lifetime .300 average versus Luzardo, 1 home run and an RBI. The only other person in the lineup to go yard on Luzardo is Olson with a .167 average. Keep an eye on Ozzie. He's 4 for 13 with a .308 clip. We'll take your Atlanta Braves to win a low-scoring, tight one, pulling away at the end, winning 4-1. Key to the game tonight, keep the ball in the yard. Schwellenbach, with his swing and miss stuff, if he can keep the ball from leaving the yard, they'll have a hard time batting the guys around. Look for the situational hitting tonight. Runners in scoring position. The Braves have struggled mightily so far this season. Work that pinch count and get into that Philly bullpen, which has been taxed the last couple of nights. Put your click in the chat, slap that like, and let's get ready, Braves Country. We'd like to thank everybody for choosing Braves Country Radio, and a special thanks to all the Country Club members. Please like on your way in and subscribe, set those alerts, and share Braves Country Radio to help build the crowd so we can continue to bring you the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Well, it's about that time. Grab you a cold one. Find you an armchair. Atlanta Braves Baseball right here on Braves Country Radio. Your modern-day superstation is in its 5th season of bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play, of your Atlanta Braves and our one-of-a-kind production. Take us anywhere you go for over 170 Atlanta Braves ball games. Please like and subscribe today. Join the Country Club. Thank you to all the Country Club members. You help support Braves Country Radio.
Get this bus moving. Stop. Come back. Too late.
Roll call! Yeah, roll call!
You're in Braves country.
Good evening, Braves Country. Good to see Hellion in the chat. Charles Fritz. Jedi, how are you? Charlie Elrod. The GOAT. Daniel Barry. Congratulations on your 6-month anniversary being a Country Club member. Much appreciated, Daniel. See who else I've missed in here. Is this Robert? Good to see you. Daryl. Edward Spry. James Hagan. Mark Ricky Ricardo. Gary the Real McCoy. Justin. I think there's a couple of Justins that pop in here. So Justin Green is what I'm talking about. I think that's everybody so far. I know some folks are probably watching the tail end of the first round of the Masters. Kind of have it on in the background. I don't really lock into it till Sunday, but it's good to see it in the background. You just know with that baseball going, the spring is here. We're no longer cooped up. We are just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. So we did this a little backwards this time, but that's all right. We had a problem loading the file, excuse me. Let's go ahead and do the intro and the anthem here on Braves Country.
Like me, you can't smoke like me. So don't try and be like me. Let's party together.
There's something kind of about a kid that's never played baseball.
We have been hoodwinked, bamboozled, and flat out deceived.
Why did you get so drunk?
You got drunk. I'm just really exhausted.
What's in that cup?
Rum and Cokes.
Do you have any idea how important this is? We're trying to save the pump. Really? This is what you're doing? This is what you're doing?
Baseball is a beautiful thing. It's more beautiful in an old park. It's asymmetrical and quirky. But even in a dome with artificial turf, it's beautiful. The way the field fans out, the choreography of the sport, the pace and rhythm of it, the fact that that pace and rhythm allows for conversation and reflection and opinion and comparison.
In right field, the crowd is tormenting Strawberries, singing, Darryl, Darryl. Little roller up along first, behind the man. It gets through Buckner. Here comes Knight, and the Mets win.
And there's a fly ball deep to left. It's on its way. There it goes. And the Yankees are going to the World Series. Aaron Boone.
Ground ball stabbed by Folk. He has it. He underhands to first for the first time in 86 years. The Red Sox have won baseball world championship. Can you believe it?
It's a pastime, something you do. It's entertainment, something you watch. And it's a shared experience, something you talk about and read about. But you can apply those same three criteria to other things. What makes baseball special is that it's the best game that's ever been devised.
Smith corks one into right down the line. It may go. Go crazy, folks. Go crazy.
Sure as God made green apples, someday
the Chicago Cubs are going to be in the World Series.
A little bouncer slowly toward Bryant. He will glove it in front of Rizzo. It's inside. And the Chicago Cubs win the World Series.
Cubs win! What a lucky break! The good Lord wants the Cubs to win!
How can you not be romantic about baseball?
If baseball is about caring, about loyalty and rivalry,
Braves fans are on their feet hoping for some kind of a bleeder or a seeing eye single. Here's the 1-2 pitch. Fastball hit high and deep down the right field line. It's going back, back, back. Is it fair? Is it zip, boom, bam, it's gone. Ram-a-lam, ding dong, a 3-run shot, and your Atlanta Braves have taken a 1-run lead. She's gone, baby!
There's a very peaceful thing. It was created and played in pastures and meadows. There's grass, there's outdoors, there's everything that people thought was American and feel about America you get in a ballpark. And it's the wonder of walking through that dark tunnel and seeing a huge open space where men play the little boy's game.
I believe in the Church of Baseball. I've tried all the major religions and most of the minor ones. I know things. For instance, there are 108 beads in a Catholic rosary and there are 108 stitches in a baseball. I prefer metaphysics to theology. You see, there's no guilt in baseball, and it's never boring. It's a long season and you gotta trust it. I've tried them all, I really have. And the only church that truly feeds the soul day in, day out is the Church of Baseball.
Swung line drive left field. 1 run is in. Here comes Breen. Here's the throw to the plate. He is safe.
You're in Braves country.
If there's a bigger thing going on right now, I don't know what it is. We're down to 1 strike here. Gurriel, the last hope for the Houston Astros. Here's the 0-2 pitch. Swung on, bounced over to Dansby. Dansby fires it over to first, and here comes the dog pile. Fire the cannons in the battery. Do the chop all throughout Braves country. Pop that top. Your Atlanta Braves have won it all.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome. We direct your attention now to home plate. Please remain standing. We call your attention to our bands here today. They will be jointly directed. And now, another fixture. Our national anthem. At this time, ladies and gentlemen, we'd like to introduce today's teams as participants in this historic game.
Hey, Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. America's patriotic light lager, all natural ingredients. Stand tall, be proud. The perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. America's patriotic light lager, offering a crisp, clean, bold taste. Perfect beer to celebrate life, liberty, and your pursuit of the American dream. A beer with only 110 calories that tastes like a full-flavored beer and celebrates like freedom. Hey Braves Country, this is Mac McGee with Braves Country Radio. We are bringing you pitch by pitch, play by play of your Atlanta Braves all year long. Join the Country Club today. Help support Braves Country Radio. Join the Country Club today. It helps us bring you more of the game we all love. Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Hey Braves Country, Mac McGee here for American Rebel Beer. From the mountains to the prairies to your pint glass with white foam, we're bringing back beer with a backbone. All that matters in our brew is taste and a touch of American excellence. American Rebel Beer, born in the USA.
Ladies and gentlemen, we interrupt our program of dance music to bring you a special bulletin from the radio news.
Sit quietly and we will control all that you see and hear. There is nothing wrong. You are about to participate in a great adventure. You are about to experience the awe and mystery.
You've unlocked this door with the key of imagination. Beyond it is another dimension, a dimension of sound, a dimension of sight, a dimension of mind. You're moving into a land of both things and ideas. You've just crossed over into
Adventures in Time and Space.
We offer you Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball.
Hi, folks. Join us now for another Braves ball game. Yes, sir. This is the one we've been waiting for. This is it. This makes you feel like it's spring and baseball, no more measles, and free tickets to the circus.
You're in Braves Country.
This is a reminder, disorderly conduct will not be tolerated. Please respect your fellow fan and refrain from any unruly behavior. Failure to comply with these guidelines will result in ejection.
Good evening, Braves Country. I'm starting to wonder if they're going to get this game in. They're showing kind of an ugly forecast. Currently, right now, the players are on the. I mean, everybody's in the dugout and whatnot. And the forecast, I was looking at the radar. And I just don't know how they're going to get this one in. But take a look at this and see if there's any kind of a delay going on. Which is really strange because when I was getting ready for this series and I looked at the 5-day forecast, there was nothing in sight. Man, now it looks like we may or may not get this one in. I don't know if they'll want to try and start it or not, or if it'll be a thing where it's up to the Schwellenbach's going out there, so maybe we'll try to get this in. So hopefully, whatever the heck I'm seeing is not right. It is showing. Where did the heavy stuff come in? We might dance out of the way until I'm looking at an updated radar. We could get this one in. We could get lucky and get this one in, or at least the majority of it in. So we'll ride along here and see how this goes. Once it starts, it doesn't look like it's going to stop very quickly. And it could rain all the way till midnight, but we may be able to avoid the worst of it until closer to 10 o'clock. So if that's the case, we may get this game in. The first radar clip that was sent to me looked more like it was going to start in about an hour or so, but that's actually north of the stadium. So we're just about set for pitch-by-pitch, play-by-play of your Atlanta Braves. Hopefully we get this one in. Win, lose, or draw, I'd like to go ahead and get this thing done. Get this one in. Maybe we can get out to an early lead and call it after 6 innings or so. So that's got to play into your strategy if you're the Braves and the Phillies, knowing that you could get this game called. Because I was noticing when they were warming up, I was like, man, why is this? It looks dark out there, because they had Ozuna was in the dugout, he was taking practice swings, and it looked like he was taking practice swings in the middle of the night. We are just about set, so we're going to try to get this one in. We'll see how it goes. Schwellenbach comes set. The first pitch on the way to Kyle Schwarber. Yes, sir! It is baseball time in Braves country. And the first pitch, it misses outside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 brings the 96-mile-an-hour fastball, misses, ball 2, 2-0. 2-0 count. Righty, lefty, the pitch, swing, check swings it, pops it up, and excuse me, pop, check swing goes deep into right field. Fairchild will make the catch. 1 away. Best part about that, if you're not seeing it, is the look of disgust by Schwellenbach after that check swing, because he knew he had not meant to make contact with it. He knew he was out after a 2-0 count. First pitch on the way to Trey Turner is right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. The 0-1. Down and in, sinker, 96. 1-1. Braves nothing, Phillies nothing. The Braves wearing their home whites. Braves across the chest, tomahawk underneath, all in red, outlined in blue. The 1-1 swing and a miss. Chases that sinker down and away, splitter down and away. 1-2 count. Numerals on the back in red, outlined in navy, and the Navy names on the back. The 1-2. Caught, looking strike 3. Got him. The slider. 2 away. Braves have the blue ball caps, red bill, and the white A representing the city of Atlanta. Phillies are in their classic home grays once again, red ball caps. First pitch on the way from Bryce Harper is a swing and a miss strike, curveball, top of the zone. It's 0-1. Harper 3 for 6 lifetime against Schwellenbach, so you keep an eye on that. The 0-1 swung on and sends it down the left field line, going back on the warning track, making the running catches, Brian De La Cruz, and that'll end the inning. 1, 2, 3. That's how you do it when you know rain is a coming. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
Do you know the difference between wallpaper and toilet paper?
No.
Gross.
Hold on to your seats, because today we are talking about the legendary career of a man with one of the most interesting names in baseball history, Urban Shocker. His hooked finger on his right hand, which he broke during a game in 1913, helped him throw his breaking ball and his spitter. His 54 scoreless inning streak in the International League is a record that still stands today. He was one of a handful of pitchers that were allowed to throw a spitball after it was banned in 1920. During a game on July 13, 1920, he struck out 14, 3 of which came at the expense of Babe Ruth. He won 20 games 4 consecutive years with the St. St. Louis Browns, even though the Browns barely played .500 ball during that time frame. In the first 5 years of what is known as the Lively Ball era, he won 107 games, which was more than any other pitcher in baseball at that time. He lived with a heart condition so severe that he had to sleep either sitting or standing up. He led the league in victories once and strikeouts once. He finished top 10 in ERA in 8 of his 9 full seasons. He also finished in the top 10 in wins 7 times. He made 30 or more appearances 9 consecutive times from 1919 to 1927. Before passing away in 1928 due to pneumonia, his career path would have eventually taken him to Cooperstown. Put this man in the Hall of Fame.
Brett was on top of the world, not just a baseball star, but a bona fide sports celebrity. Still, it never seemed good enough for his father.
I remember one time when we were playing the Angels out in Southern California, and I had won a batting championship and had some success and, was making some good money. And after a game, we were going to a friend of his house that lived out in the Anaheim area. And he just started screaming at me in the car for embarrassing him and the family. I remember one time he was in Kansas City staying with me and my wife, and I had a really bad game. And I just called my wife and I said, hey, what are you guys doing? She said, well, your dad went to bed. And I said, I'm just going to stay here. Tell him I'll see him tomorrow night for dinner. I stayed in the locker room, didn't even go home.
First pitch on the way to Ozzie Albies. Start the game. Swung on and fouled back. So he'll face Jesus Luzardo. Luzardo 2-0 with a 1.5 ERA and a .92 whip. Lefty-righty matchup. Ozzie switch hitting from the right side. Pitch out and away, 1-1. Braves nothing, Phillies nothing. Bottom of the first inning. The 1-1. Swing! Slices it foul. Back into the crowd. Out of play. Braves take off to Tampa Bay tomorrow. Take on the Tampa Bay Rays. And it's an interesting look. I've seen a few games there this year. The 1-2 swing and miss. Chase Winter at his shoe tops. No way. Tampa Bay Rays are playing in the New York Yankees spring training facility in Tampa, George Steinbrenner Field. First pitch on the way to Austin Riley is a sweeper on the outer edge, just misses. 1-0. 1-0. Fastball misses high, 2-0. So it'll be an outdoor field that we'll be playing in Tampa for the first time. And a much smaller capacity crowd is the 2-0 pitch. Just below the knees, 3-0. Sweeper. Luzardo really wanted that one. 3-0 count. Takes the 97-mile-an-hour fastball right down the pipe. That field holds about 10,000. The 3-1 misses high and out of the zone. Ball 4. And Austin Riley will head on down to first. 1 on, 1 out. Marcell Ozuna, the batter, first pitch on the way. 96 right down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. Lefty, righty, the 0-1. 96, high and inside. 1-1. 1-1 count. Marcell sitting on 1 home run, the 1-1. Slider misses down and away, 2-1. Got to think of something else, too, if you're in the batting box tonight. These umpires know there's bad weather coming. So, in all likelihood, Mark Carlson's going to expand his strike zone. The 2-1, just below the knees. Speak of the devil, called for a strike, 2-2. Showing on your screen on the AI that it hit the bottom of the zone, it did not. It missed the bottom of the zone by about an inch or so. The 1-2. Pitch in the dirt. Full count. The infield is somewhat in double play depth, but they are playing back into the left. Huge hole on the right side as Harper holds on Riley. Stott is very close to the second base bag. Payoff pitch. Swing! Fouls it away. Braves nothing, Phillies nothing. Bottom of the first inning. Standing on deck, Matt Olson. Luzardo brings it. Swing, rips it down the third base line. That's a fair ball. That's going to smack up against the wall. Off the dirt, Riley comes hauling around second. He'll put the brakes on third, but the big Zoo comes in with the big hit, the big double. Let's get it, Braves country. Hard hit ball. If it doesn't hit that lip and it goes down the line, Riley actually might have scored. He was bringing it. First pitch on the way is a chopper over to first. Harper's got it. He'll step on the bag, but Austin Riley comes home to score, and your Atlanta Braves play smart baseball. Get them on, get them over, get them in, and lead it 1-0. Good piece of hitting there by the Ice House. He won't get a sacrifice, but he will get the RBI.
This is not watered down. This is Ice House.
Sean Murphy.
Smooth as it gets.
Sean Murphy takes the first pitch outside for a strike. It's 0-1. Runner at third, 2 outs. The 0-1. Swung on and pops it up. Chased a 97-mile-an-hour fastball out of the zone, 0-2. Murphy, 3 for 7 after coming off the IL on Tuesday night. The home run and the 4 RBIs all came in on Tuesday, so he went 2 for 4 that night. The 0-2 pops it up. Will stay in play. No, it'll bend out of play, and Sean Murphy will live to tell the tale. Phillies infield. Back into the left. Playing the pull. The 0-2. Whoa, really close. Murphy is lucky he did not get rung up on that one. That changeup smacked the black. It's a 50-50 call, but you couldn't have complained if you got rang up. The 1-2 to Murphy. Swing, and the bat goes flying. Did he get a piece of it? Appears that he did to stay alive. At first I thought the bat may have a piece of it broken off of it, but I guess it was something else that the bat hit that kicked it away. Looking at the replay, yeah, it must have hit something just outside the on-deck circle of the Phillies. So a 1-2 count to Smurf. Here's the pitch. Swing, chops it foul. Goes with the slider that time. Braves 1, Phillies nothing. Bottom of the first inning. 1-2 from Luzardo. 97. Whoa, night. Good night, Irene. That pitch was high and out and inside. Nowhere near the zone. Might have been a makeup pitch, but my God. All right, Mark Carlson's out there spotting dimes and eating onions. We'll be back in a flash here on Braves Country.
My best advice, catch me while I care, baby, because once I don't, I don't.
So the reason why I'm getting a divorce, because when I woke up, it was my birthday. My wife didn't know it was my birthday. My son didn't know it was my birthday. I went to work. My co-workers didn't know it was my birthday. And my manager called me in and said, Mario. I said, I get in there, and she said, happy birthday. I said, oh, thanks. Then she said, you want to get some lunch? And I was like, okay. And then she was like, you want to go back to my place? And I was like, all right. So I went back to her place, and she was like, let me step in my room. I'll be right back. She got back 5 minutes later, and my kids, my co-workers, my wife was all there to say happy birthday with a cake, and I was on the couch butt naked.
There was something unhealthy about how hard George's father was on him. I think that you start every game being afraid because it's never going to be good enough for your dad.
On the field, the pressures hardly showed. In '77, Brett would lead the Royals to a 102-win season, a second straight AL West title, and another matchup with the Yankees in the ALCS.
It's really one of the great rivalries in baseball history because those two teams were just so chock full of incredible characters.
It was intense, and we genuinely didn't like each other. You know, they had the Yankees, the big, powerful guys from New York, and here we are, the Midwest, and the little lowly Kansas City Royals.
The rivalry between Kansas City and the Yankees was sportsman hate, you know, is what I'll say.
I was in baseball 49 years as a player and a coach. I've never seen intenseness like those two teams played, and we both knew it. Okay, here's the playoffs. We're supposed to end up here. Let's go.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way from Schwellenbach is right down the pipe for a strike. It's 0-1. Righty-righty matchup. Castellanos, the batter, batting .308 on the year. Steps out the box for a second. Takes his time out. The 0-1. Misses high, 1-1. 1-1 count. Braves took the early lead on a fielder's choice as the 1-1 is chopped off the mound. Chopped off the plate, 1-2. If you're just joining us, Austin Riley got aboard. Olsen drove him in with a fielder's choice. An infield grounder. The 1-2. Swing and a miss, strike three. Got him with that slider. One away. So one down. That'll bring Kepler to the plate. Left-handed bat. Free agent that came over from Minnesota. First pitch on the way. 97 at the knees. It's 0-1. Kepler batting .212 on the year. Good compact swing from the left side. He's got some power. The 0-1. Swung on and rifles it foul. It's 0-2. 1-2 from Schwellenbach. 97 hits the top of the zone. You can see it right there on your screen. That's pretty accurate where it hit. And, man, Mark Carlson's doing Mark Carlson type things. It's 1-2. Still nothing from the dugout. No, I mean, if you want to get kicked out of a game, Snicker, this is the one to do it. Good chance rain's going to shorten it anyways. And head home early. The 1-2. Swing. Lifts it into right field, and what should have been a caught-looking strikeout is a single for the Phillies. You put an asterisk by that one. That is all Mark Carlson doing. 1 on, 1 out. 1 on, 1 out. Schwellenbach at 17 pitches. The first pitch on the way is inside, 94 miles an hour. Sinker to Real Muto. It's 1-0. Pitch just danced inside. The 1-0. Brings it. Cutter misses outside, 2-0. 2-0 count. Schwellenbach kicks and fires. 96 inside, 2-1. JT didn't like that one. And that one was pretty close as well. I'd say the only thing that you can defend Mark Carlson on, there's been a lot of borderline pitches tonight on both sides for early going. The 2-1 pitch, down and away, 3-1. But he's missed about, I'd say, 75% of them already. 3-1 count. Huge hole on the right side as we play back into the left. The 3-1 cutter right there, 94. Full count. The payoff pitch. Swing. Fists it over the first base side. Foul, bounces a few times over the dugout and into the crowd for a souvenir. Catch you up on the scores from earlier today. We're the only game tonight. Really odd by Major League Baseball, but that's how they did it. Boston walked off the Blue Jays as the 3-2 pitch swung on, chops it over down towards third. Riley's going to let it roll foul. We'll do it again. Boston walks off the Blue Jays at home 4-3. The game went to extra innings. Colorado 7-2 over Milwaukee. Brew Crew losing that one with Scott Alexander on the mound. The Royals outlasted Minnesota 3-2 in Kansas City. Cleveland 6-1 winners over the White Sox. The Angels blow out the Rays in Tampa 11-1. Here it's 1-0 in the top of the second. The payoff pitch. Swung on, chopped just behind home plate. Foul. Nothing else. Real Muto is making Schwellenbach work. First it looked like it might go right back to the mound, and Schwellenbach is going to make a pretty good case this year, I believe, for a Gold Glove at that position. The payoff pitch. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Well, that's easier than having to field the ball. 2 away. Real Muto is getting into it with home plate umpire Mark Carlson. There's no way he was asking if that pitch was a strike. That pitch was way out of the zone. That had to be something he was referring to earlier in the at-bat. First pitch on the way to Bohm is down and away for a slider. It's 1-0. Righty-righty matchup. Bohm batting 178. 1-0. 95 at the knees. Didn't get the call. 2-0. Two-0 count. Swing. That ball's ripped over towards second, but right at the hopping Ozzie Albies, he makes the catch. That'll end the inning. So we get out of the one runner jam. When we come back, 6, 7, 8 hitters De La Cruz lead us off when we return.
I like to use big words around people just to make myself seem more photosynthesis.
My husband messaged me today and he said, whenever you go out today, don't forget to go get bread at the bakery so Greg can greet you. And I messaged her back and said, who the is Greg? And he said, no, I just wanted to make sure you saw my text message, just confirmation. I was like, oh, I'm with Greg now. I thought that you saw me. He was like, where the are you at? And I said, near the bakery. And he said, I'll be there in 15 minutes. And then he messaged me back and he said, I'm at the bakery. Where are you at? And I said, I'm still at home. While you're there, go ahead and get bread.
Are either of you homosexuals?
You mean like flaming or?
Well, it's a standard question we have to ask.
No, we're not homosexual, but we are willing to learn.
Yeah, would they send us someplace special?
Over the first 4 games of the ALCS, the team's shared hatred was plain to see. It would again all come down to a decisive Game 5, with the tension and temperature peaking.
This is it. The American League Championship. The whole season comes down to 9 innings of baseball between the Royals and the New York Yankees.
It didn't take much for anybody there on either side to get into a ruckus. I'll never forget the slide that George had in the third base with Nettles.
First inning, I hit a triple off Guidry.
Right center field. Mickey Rivers chasing it hard. He cannot get it. Here comes McRae. He will score easily. Brett is playing for 3 to throw.
Close play at third base. I remember sliding, and you're going all out. Slid late, and my momentum took me over the bag. As I came up, I kind of pushed Greg. He took offense to it, and he just kicks me right in the mouth with his left foot. And I kind of go like, I'm going, what the hell was that? And I just get up and throw a haymaker at him.
Welcome back. Brian De La Cruz will lead us off, lefty-righty matchup. First pitch on the way from Luzardo. Ex-teammates is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. Both ex-Miami Marlins. The 1-0. Swing and a miss. Chase one around his shoes. 1-1. Braves 1, Phillies nothing. The 1-1. Fastball right there. 1-2. One-two count. Luzardo brings it. Swing, pops it into right field, going back, and it's going to go off the wall. That's going to get down where the green grass grows. Brian De La Cruz cruises around first, and Cruz is in the second with a leadoff double. Let's get it, Braves country. Just kind of went with that pitch. Didn't put a huge charge into it, just kind of lifted it over the right fielder's head, Castellanos, and that ball buried itself under the wall. First pitch on the way. They're going to push a bunt. Good defensive play by Luzardo is going to get Brian De La Cruz dead meat at second base. I don't know what De La Cruz was doing, but he wasn't doing. Bad base running by De La Cruz, and just like that, after the bunt was dropped down by Fairchild, he's definitely out there. They're replaying it a couple of times, but he is definitely out. So that's the bad news. The good news is Fairchild does have speed, so we'll keep an eye on that. First pitch on the way. Runner goes. He's gone. I think they got. No, he's safe. He's safe. They're going to call him safe. The throw beat him, but a nifty swim move to get to the back of the bag and see if they challenge it. It is close, but I think he might have gotten in there. Yeah, he got there. I'll tell you what slowed down Turner. When he went to make the tag, he banged his glove on the ground. The 0-1 pitch is a swing and a miss by Harris. It's 0-2. So Fairchild standing at second. See if he might try to steal third. The 0-2 in the dirt. 1-2. starting to mist and rain as we speak. The 1-2. Swing and a miss. Chase one out of his. I don't even know what Harris is doing there. He might need a day off. He's scuffling bad at the plate. 2 away. That pitch was in the other batter's box, and it skipped up there to get there. 2 down, and Nick Allen will come to the plate, getting the start over Arcia. Lefty-righty, first pitch. Swung on, rips it over to third. Bohm has it, flips it over to first. It's going to be an easy 5-3 put-up that'll end the inning. Braves threaten, but run themselves out of danger. We'll be back in a flash. Head to the top of the third, 1-0. Phillies at bat.
Donnie Moore out of the bullpen to face Dave Henderson. In there, they're 2 strikes away. 1-2 to left field and deep and down. He goes back and it's gone. Unbelievable. You're looking at one for the ages here. Dave Henderson in obscurity in Seattle in August. Playing both ends against the middle in October. Unbelievable.
You like jelly beans? Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You don't even know what, do you even know what a jelly bean is?
It's something nasty.
No, it ain't.
So what does a jelly bean even taste like?
Sugar.
Like sugar? Ooh, no wonder it's nasty. Sugar's nasty.
It ain't on strawberries and jelly beans.
It didn't take long. The explosion was expected.
That's all it took. You know, George was playing with fire, and Nettles was playing with fire.
Greg Nettles kicked Brett after Brett slid. Brett came up swinging.
Nettles kicked him. What are you going to do? You're going to get up, and George didn't care who it was. You're going to kick him. He's going to fight.
You can see how the bad blood continues between these 2 ball clubs.
Thurman Munson comes up, and he's one of the first guys in the pile. But I'll never forget this. He's laying on top of me, shielding me. He said, George, it's Thurman. I got you covered. No one's going to take any pot shots at you. How cool was that?
Braves Country Radio, your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. First pitch on the way to Stott. Right there for a strike, it's 0-1. Righty-lefty matchup, the 0-1. Curveball swung on and sliced foul. It's 0-2. Stott batting .278 on the season. The 0-2. Swung on. That ball is going to get sliced into left field against the shift. Diving attempt by Riley, but it was well past his glove. As the Braves continue to play that shift and get beat once again. 1 on, 1 out, 1 on, nobody out, excuse me. He just kind of laid it out there. Stott's done that several times. I'm surprised they haven't woken up to the fact that you can't play Stott that way. You pitch him outside when you got the shift on. Is the first pitch on the way is a fastball, misses high. It's 1-0. If you have the shift on Stott and you pitch him away, he will just slap the ball the other way. The 1-0 right there for a strike, 1-1. Brandon Marsh, your batter. 143 on the year with the home run. Representing the go-ahead run at home plate. They don't flip it over to first. Olsen just tosses it back to Schwellenbach. No real need for an attempted tag. He was back easily. The 1-1. Swung on and chops it over to first. Olsen steps on the bag, throws it down to Allen, applies the tag, and it's a bang-bang double play. Put it in your scorecard, 3-6. Good defense by the Braves. A lot of guys would have done it the other way. They would have thrown it down to second and then wait for the relay, but you got Marsh, the center fielder, running. It may have taken too long to do that. Good instincts by Olson, realizing Stott was a little slow getting out of the box. First pitch on the way to Schwellenbach with 2 outs. The best time to face him is a fastball right there for a strike. It's 0-1. Schwarber, I think I might have said Schwellenbach. Schwellenbach delivers the 0-1 to Schwarber. 0-2. So the 0-2 count. Schwa versus Schwa. Here's the pitch. In the dirt, 1-2. His first time up, he was an excuse me. I don't even know if you want to call it a half swing. It was more of a, didn't mean to do that. And he popped it up for an easy out. But I'll tell you what, that ball had some carry for someone who barely moved the bat. The 1-2. In the dirt, 2-2. Tried to get him to chase a curveball down and in. Braves 1, Philly nothing. The infield is back into the left, or back into the right, excuse me. Huge hole down the third base line. The 2-2 swung on and lifts it high into center field, and the game is tied. Laid a tater in there, and he stuck it right down his throat, and it's 1-1. Cannot do that with Schwellenbach. Schwellenbach cannot do that with Schwarber. Hey, if these two guys quit facing each other. Schwarber laughs as he goes around the bases. First run of the year given up by Schwellenbach. That was a fastball. He just timed that up perfectly. He drilled that pitch. That went almost into the top facade over the center field wall. First pitch to Turner is a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1 slices the 97-mile-an-hour fastball foul. 0-2. (0-2) count. Swing. Slices that fastball foul. We'll do it again. Turner took a hanging slider last night. Turned it into the game-winning RBI against Rafael Iglesias in the ninth. The 0-2 in the dirt. Slider nowhere near the zone. 1-2. Braves 1, Philly 1. Top of 3. Lynn will be looking at the top of the order when they come to bat in this inning. The 1-2. 97 below the knees. 2-2. Schwellenbach at 45 pitches. That's about where you want to be if you can get out of this inning. Harper stands on deck. The pitch. Chops it over towards third. Riley charges it. Easy play. Flips it over to Olson. 5-3, and that'll end the inning. But not before the Phillies tie it up. When we come back, Ozzie, Riley, and the Big Zoo coming to the dish.
Losses for a pitcher are just part of the game, but what Lefty Gomez lost while playing for the Yankees goes way beyond that. You might want to sit down for this one. Lefty Gomez had a pretty great career. He was a 5-time World Series champ, a 7-time All-Star, and eventually a Hall of Fame. While most pitchers struggled with control, Lefty struggled to gain weight. His 150-pound frame had the Yankees worried he wouldn't be able to pitch late into games. For 3 consecutive seasons, he would be ordered by Yankees owner Jacob Rupert to spend a month at a health farm in Saratoga, California to gain weight. While all of this went on, in his first big league camp, Lefty would be struck with a line drive that would result in caps on his front teeth. The Yankees, who were already displeased with Lefty's ability to gain weight, commanded their young pitcher to have all of his upper teeth pulled. The reasoning, the pitcher's slight build could be due to a dental problem. There was no medical substantiation other than the fact that this was common practice during the time. So Lefty had a choice: get all his upper teeth pulled or risk being released from his contract. In the end, Lefty had the procedure done, and the rest is history. Lefty wouldn't be the only victim of this tomfoolery. Lou Gehrig had all of his teeth yanked in the 1930s also.
It would be a blow for the Royals if George Brett is ejected.
I don't think anyone got thrown out of the game.
Nobody got kicked out of the game.
like nothing makes less sense. Everybody was just like, all right, let's let cooler heads prevail and let's play ball.
Unfortunately for Brett and the Royals, though, when play resumed, it would be the Yankees who finished on top and grabbed another pennant.
In time, double play, the ball game is over. The Yankees win the American League pennant. That says it all for the Kansas City Royals and their stunned fans.
It was a tough one, especially that one at home. We lost in Yankee Stadium. You get to see them celebrate, which was really bad. But when they celebrate on your own field, that's tough. That's really hard. I mean, that was a tough one to swallow. Then we face them again the next year. Crazy.
Welcome back. First pitch on the way is a strike to Ozzie Albies. Hits the outer side corner. It's 0-1. Lefty-righty matchup. The 0-1. Changeup misses down and away. 1-1. Dark clouds over the stadium here at Truist Park, but so far we've been able to dodge the weather. The 1-1 swung on. Baltimore chopper just past the mound. Luzardo is going to flip it. He's going to wide throw. Good play by Harper to keep that from going to the outfield. He was losing his balance and flung it anyways. Looked like a rookie quarterback out there just saying, I'm throwing this thing. I don't care that I don't know where it's going. Luckily for him, Harper kind of anticipated it and just left the bag. He said, nah, I'm not going to try to hold this one. It looked like it was his... He just lost his balance is all that was. I thought his foot had slipped at first. First pitch on the way to Austin Riley, who walked his first time up and scored. Rifles it back foul for a strike. It's 0-1. The 0-1. They're going to flip it over there, and Ozzie's going to get picked off. Ozzie got caught with his hand in the cookie jar, which is really strange because he's not much of a threat to steal nowadays. He was just leaning and got picked off by Luzardo. No argument about that. One away. Bad base running there for the 0-1 pitch to Riley is swung on and rifled foul and out of play. It's 0-2. The 0-2, down and in. Good take by Riley, 1-2. Standing on deck is Marcelo Ozuna. Wind is slightly blowing out to left field. The 1-2 just misses outside. Not sure about that one. 2-2. Two count. Luzardo at number 41, so he's on okay on that front. The 2-2 inside, full count. Camera's really shaking. I'm assuming it's because, well, no, the wind's not, well, I guess the wind's starting to pick up. That must have been why it's shaking, because the payoff pitch, swing, pops it up high in the sky, and that looks like that's going to stay in play. Coming over, making the adjustment. Oh, it's going to drop. Foul ball. Turner just off his glove. We'll do it again, full count. No error, because you can't assume an error on foul territory. I think that had to do with the wind starting to pick up about the time that that pitch was delivered. Wind is really starting to whip, kind of swirling around, but looks like it's pushing it still towards left field. The payoff pitch, swing, roasted up the middle. That's going to come through for a base hit. And Austin Riley is going to get one on, one out.
You're my boy, Blue! Blue, you're my boy!
Good piece of hitting there. You just wish Ozzie hadn't got picked off at first. We'd have runners at first and second, nobody out, maybe even first to third. Real Muta goes out there to chat with Luzardo real quick. Sure about how they want to face Ozuna. Olsen is on deck. First pitch on the way to the Big Zoo is swung on and sliced back foul. Four-seam fastball, 96 inside. It's 0-1. Rubber match of the series. Braves took the first game 7-5. Phillies took last night's game 4-3. The 0-1. Swung on, sliced into right field. That's down for a base hit. Your Atlanta Braves got something cooking here. Riley goes first to second. Doesn't want to get thrown out at third. Good piece of hitting by the Zoo. The Big Bear, the Big Zoo coming through. Here comes Matt Olson. Matt Olson, we talked about, has a bad batting average against Luzardo lifetime, but he does have a home run. Now to get it into the chop house, he's going to really have to smack it because that wind's blowing hard now. First pitch is chopped foul. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Lefty, kicks and fires. Down and away, 1-1. We'll change the view so you can see what's going on in the field. So a 1-1 count. Fastball, swing and a miss, 96 miles an hour. Blew it by him up top, 1-2. Usually when Luzardo gets out in front like this, he'll go to the sweeper or slider, try to get the left-hander to chase. Infield is back into the right, turn around, throws it to second. Another quick pickoff move. Riley's in there in time. He's got to be careful because they're camping out right behind the bag. The 1-2. Down and away, 2-2. Went with that the sweeper like we talked about. So 2-2 count. Braves 1, Phillies 1. Bottom 3. Here's the pitch. Swing. Bangs it foul back behind home plate. Just got a piece of it. Braves head to Tampa Bay next, and they're off to Toronto. The 2-2. Swung on. Just got a piece of it. Couple of stitches to stay alive. Next off day for the Atlanta Braves is next Thursday. We'll have off days back-to-back Thursdays after this one. The 2-2. Swing. Slaps it back foul. Got him right in on the hands. Got enough to stay alive. We'll do it again. End of the month, we head out to Arizona and Colorado for another West Coast trip. Yippee. The 2-2. Swing. Bangs it back foul. Deuces wild here in the bottom of the third. 2 on. A 2-2 count. Luzardo looking in. His 55th of the night. The pitch. Inside. Full count. So now wheels really start turning. Figure he doesn't want to load the bases up, but I don't think he just wants to give in to him. Murphy is on deck. And though he's hit the ball well these first 2 nights, I don't think he just wants to lay one in there to Olsen. The payoff pitch. Swing. Pops it back foul. 97 mile an hour heater on the outer edge. We'll do it again. This will be the 11th pitch of the at-bat. He could just time one up. We could be dancing. The payoff pitch. Swing. Slaps that back foul again. He comes in with a 5-pitch mix. The 4-seam and the sweeper are his favorite pitches. Change-up and slider right there as well. The payoff pitch. Swing. Chops it foul down the first base line. He'll throw a sinker in there every once in a while just to keep you honest. but he's typically going to come with that four-seam sweeper mix and then the slider just to change speeds. A little bit of an angle. The payoff pitch. Swing, slice that foul towards the third base dugout. What an at-bat this is by Olson. Nothing else, he's wearing out Luzardo's pitch count. Hopefully he can time one up. The payoff, swung on, chops it over to second. This could be trouble. 4-6-3 inning-ending double play. So after all that, Luzardo gets out of the jam, and he needed that double play because Olson made him work. We'll head to the top of the fourth, top of the order for the Phillies on the way.
Two hurricanes in.
I farted in the Apple store today and everybody got real pissed. It's not my fault they don't have windows.
Your home plate collision with catcher Ray Fosse. All-Star games are viewed somewhat differently now by players than back then. There just isn't the same competitive spirit today that there once was. But even then, you took some criticism for that hit. But what people may not know, there was no bad blood between you and the catcher. There was no ill will.
Listen,
I believe you'd gone out with him like the night.
I could be 100% wrong on this, Graham, but here's my philosophy on that. If you paid to see me play a game, my obligation to you is to do everything within the rules to win the game. And if you don't want to get hurt, don't block the plate. He had the plate blocked. I had to do what I did. I don't care if it's a spring training game or if it's a World Series game or an All-Star game or a regular season game. There was 55,000 people paid big bucks to watch that game. What am I supposed to do, just slide in and say, go ahead and tag me, I'll go the extra innings? Your obligation to the fans is to bust your ass and play as hard as you possibly can.
In Game 3 of the 78 ALCS, number 5 would put on a show against Catfish Hunter at Yankee Stadium.
That pitch is hit high in the air and deep to right. It is gone in the upper deck for Brett. Brett hits it well again. Rivers turns his back, goes back. It is gone. Brett is 2 for 2.
Performance that George put on was, I don't know, maybe he might have been Mr. October that day. He was a bad man.
George Brett hits it to right field. Is it 3 in a row? Yes! Incredible! What a performance!
George, every year in the postseason, was at a different level. That moment would be seared in baseball history forever, if not for the game they lose.
Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. First pitch to Bryce Harper, misses outside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0, swung on, slaps it over to third. Riley's got it, flips it over to first, and it's a 5-3 putout, one away. Riley playing over in that shortstop area as they run the shift on Harper. One away, Castellanos is the batter. 2 home runs on the year for Castellanos. First pitch on the way is a swing and a miss strike. 96 miles an hour. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Swung on, lifted deep down the right field line. Just bounces out of play. 0-2. So no 2 count. Righty, Schwellenbach. 50 pitches in. The pitch. Down and in, 1-2. The 1-2 from Schwelly. Kicks and fire. Swing and a miss. Strike 3. Got him. Chase one off the edge. 2 away. Two down. Coming to the plate now for the Phillies will be Max Kepler. Really feels like a game where the Braves have missed some opportunities to tack on a couple of runs. As the curveball goes down and in for a ball, it's 1-0. Longer you let a good starter like Luzardo off the hook, more he's likely to settle in. The 1-0. Swung on, sliced into left field. It'll get down for a base hit, and it's a 2-out single for Kepler. He'll stop at first. Just went against the shift there. Braves were playing him to pull, not just in the infield, but straight away with the touch of a pull to left. First pitch on the way to JT Realmuto. That ball is swung on. That ball's slapped into right field, and just like that, after a quick start to the inning, 2 straight pitches slapped to the corners. The Phillies got runners on first and second, 2 outs. Neither one of them real hard hit balls, but just kind of took what he gave them and shot it the other way. Phillies might be changing their approach, which means Schwellenbach's going to change his. First pitch to Bohm, swung on, sliced over to first. Going to go and step on the bag is Olsen. That'll end the inning. So 3 slaps in a row, but we get one of them to turn into an out. We'll be back in a flash. Murphy, De La Cruz, and Fairchild when we return here on Braves Country.
Have the people that say white people have no culture ever been to an SEC football game?
Players will often showboat in baseball, but Gates Brown took hot dogging to a whole nother level in 1968. On this particular day, Brown wasn't in the lineup, so he decided to get himself a couple of hot dogs. After he returned to the bench with hot dogs in hand, his manager Mayo Smith asked him to pinch hit. Not wanting to get caught with food, he stuffed both of the hot dogs into his shirt. Brown told the Sporting News in 1994 that this was the only time in his career he went up to the plate not wanting to get a hit. Exactly the opposite happened, and he would drive a ball into the gap. He raced around first and headed to second, where he would have to slide head first to avoid getting thrown out. What resulted had both benches and the players on the field laughing hysterically. Poor Gates Brown was covered in squash meat and mustard, and he was also red with embarrassment. He was later fined $100. In response, he stated, "Where else can you eat a hot dog and have the best seat in the house?"
Why would I need to hit on another woman? You've got more than enough personalities to keep me completely occupied.
Just give me all the bacon and eggs you have. Wait. I worry what you just heard was, give me a lot of bacon and eggs. What I said was, give me all the bacon and eggs you have.
Brett's heroics were for naught, and the Royals would ultimately drop the series in 4 games.
Yankees win. And Keith, it's happening all over again. Kansas City has lost to the Yankees 3 years in a row. I suspect bitterly disappointed.
We lost to the Yankees in 76, 77, 78. I've never gotten over that. I don't like them. I told Dayton Moore a few years ago, we weren't very good. I said, I hope we go 6 and 156 this year. Beat the Yankees 6 times and lose every other game.
It says right here in this account, we have $401,000.
Jackpot.
You missed it.
No, that says you have a 401k account.
Welcome back, Braves Country. Sean Murphy leads us off. The first pitch on the way from Luzardo's high and inside for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 brings it. Swing, slices it back foul, 95 miles an hour. One count. Luzardo kicks and fires. Right there for a strike. Sweeper. 1-2. A 1-2. Down and in. 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Pitch on the way. Sean Murphy is right there, down and away. So a full count to Murphy. Pitch on the way. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him with the sweeper just in under his hands. 1 away. That'll bring Brian De La Cruz to the plate. First time up. Got picked off his second after a bunt attempt by Fairchild after De La Cruz had gotten himself on a leadoff double. First pitch is down and in for a ball. It's 1-0. The 1-0 swing. That ball is shot into right field. That's down for a base hit, and that'll get him on board. Halfway to a cycle. Gets himself a little chop single. Inside out swing, and see what the Braves can do with it here. Fairchild will be your batter. I don't know if I'm bunting him over if I'm the Braves, because Michael's been struggling so bad at the plate. He is on deck, and there would be 2 outs at that point. First pitch on the way to Fairchild, misses outside for a ball. It's 1-0. Lefty-righty matchup. The 1-0. Just below the knees, 2-0. Harris is on deck. You've got Nick Allen in the hole. The 2-0 to Fairchild. Swing and a miss, 96 miles an hour. 2-1. I'm a little surprised that Fairchild is above Harris and Allen in the batting order tonight. I really thought Allen would end up batting 7th. The 2-1 inside 3-1. Not that Fairchild won't give you a professional at bat, he will. But Allen has been one of the hotter Braves hitters when he's been given a chance to get to the plate. 3-1 count. Swing, lifts it into right field. Lazy pop fly, easy pop fly, easy out. 2 down. Two away. Michael Harris II will come to the plate. Hopefully he'll do better than the first time. That was a bad at bat the first time. First pitch on the way, swing. That ball's laced towards center field. Lazy fly ball, easy catch. 1 pitch, 1 out. Nope, not much better. We'll be back in a flash. 5th inning we go. Tied at 1 here in Braves country.
I thought that was a limit drop. I didn't think it was tequila.
December 5th, the verdict of the second Boston Massacre trial was announced in 1770. Perhaps the most followed trials in the history of Massachusetts, this trial focused on the 8 British soldiers who fired into a crowd during the infamous clash on March 5th, which left 5 colonists dead. Captain Thomas Preston, their commanding officer, had been tried earlier and acquitted on October 30th, with the jury finding no evidence that he had ordered the men to fire. Once again, future president and founding father John Adams represented the defense, arguing that the soldiers acted in self-defense during the chaos of the mob attack. Content to let the first trial play out, out because he was sure Captain Preston would be convicted. During the second trial, Samuel Adams regularly sent notes to the prosecution suggesting tactics and witness questions, trying to help secure convictions. Despite intense public outrage, the jury acquitted 6 soldiers but convicted 2, Hugh Montgomery and Matthew Kilroy, of manslaughter rather than murder, reflecting the jury's conclusion that their actions were not premeditated but provoked by the chaos of the event. Both convictions carried the death penalty, but there was one more twist to be carried out December 14th.
Early on in that season, 1980, there was a Miss USA pageant hosted by Bob Barker.
Yeah.
One more girl, and she is Miss New York, Deborah Sue Maurice, 21, New York City.
I think I'd like to get into sports broadcasting.
Oh, you would? Do you have a background in sports?
Well, I have a boyfriend who plays in sports.
Who's your boyfriend?
His name is George Brett.
George Brett is one of the finest players in baseball. You suppose old George is watching us tonight?
I'm sure he is.
A little embarrassing because I was sitting around watching it with some friends of mine, and one of them was a girl. She looks at me and goes, "What?" After she said all that, she thought she'd surprise me and fly into Kansas City for a few days.
Why couldn't the lifeguard save the hippie when he was drowning? Because he was too far out, man.
Welcome back to 1-0 pitch on the way to Stott from Schwellenbach. Misses down and in. It's 2-0. The 2-0. Outside wide, 3-0. The Schwellenbach starts the 5th inning in the bottom of the order, missing all 3 pitches. The 3-0. Nowhere near the zone, ball 4. 4-pitch walk for Schwellenbach. Just 60 pitches in. The last thing you want to do is start walking guys, especially at the bottom of the order when you got Schwarber, Turner, and Harper looming in the wings. That'll bring Captain Caveman Brandon Marsh to the plate. Righty-lefty matchup, first pitch on the way. It's a curveball right there for a strike. It's 0-1. It's a little disappointing that the AI doesn't have the big mangy beard and hair for Marsh when he stands at the plate. The 0-1 swung on and lifted high and deep into left field, going back on the track. Making the catch is De La Cruz. Stott will head back to first. So 1 on, 1 out in the top of the order. Schwarber swung out of his shoes on that one. It's 0-1. He was looking to take that one tank. He was way out in front of that one. Might be a good idea to take something off. The 0-1 inside. Schwarber dances out of the way. He was motioning for Stott to run to first, but he would have gotten Stott gunned down. Good job by Murphy to get to Karam, keep him right where he's at. 1-1 from Schwell. Swing, chops it foul. It's 1-2. He had Schwarber on a 2-strike count earlier and then laid a fastball in there. The Schwarber took deep into center field off the overhang. For his 6th home run of the year. The 1-2 in the dirt. Good block by Murph. 2-2. So a 2-2 count. Schwellenbach comes set. Here's the pitch. Swung on. Chops it over to Ozzie. Ozzie's going to try it. A 4-6. Allen decides to keep it in his pocket. No chance of getting Schwarber on the slow developing double play. Good job by Ozzie, though, to get the lead runner. I'm sure he was thinking with Schwarber running, you might have a chance, but that took a while to develop. So Trey Turner, who's 0 for 2, first pitch swinging, slams it down the third base line. That's going to rattle down. That's going to be extra bases. De La Cruz, long way to go. He'll finally corral it. He has taken forever to get that in. Now he gets it in. They've got runners on second and third and 2 outs, and Bryce Harper coming to the plate. You would think they would probably walk Harper. Riley was playing over there. That ball was just scorched. He didn't have quite enough time to get over there. And De La Cruz was really played more straight away, so when that ball got hit down the line like that and kind of rattled around, they will walk Bryce Harper as we thought they might. But it doesn't get much easier. Nick Castellanos is the batter with the bases loaded, nowhere to put him, so you're going to have to face him. Go-ahead run standing at third base. Big at bat here. First pitch on the way, inside. Did he go around? He did. It's 0-1. Castellanos wanted to challenge it, but home plate umpire Mark Carlson had already called him a strike. The 0-1, swung on, chops it foul. 0-2. The Schwellenbach, one strike away from getting out of this jam, but also one mistake away from making this way too interesting of an inning. Bases loaded, 2 outs. The infield back and a shaded to the left. Here's the pitch. Swing, chops it foul, just got a piece of it. Bangs it off the third base dugout. We'll do it again. A.J. Smith-Shawver will get the ball tomorrow night in Tampa. I'm interested to see how that stadium plays. It seems like the wind carries the ball out of that place quite a bit. The 0-2, swung and chops that foul again. Same pitch, went to the slider 2 pitches. We're going to see what they try to dial up here again on an 0-2. Schwellenbach at 72 pitches. Not a particularly high pitch count if he can get out of it here. The 0-2. Swing. Lifts that foul down the right field line. We'll do it again. The 0-2 count. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Got him. That'll end the inning. Big strikeout by Schwellenbach. We'll head to the bottom of the 5th. Try to scratch out a run here in Braves country.
What are you doing?
Cleaning a flintlock musket from the Revolutionary War while enjoying a little bacon and biscuits. This is what our forefathers died for.
Can you do that in your den?
The Bill of Rights says I can do this wherever I want to do that.
Well, what if your 2-year-old grandson walked in here?
And overpowers me?
Back could be turned, you could be reaching for a piece of bacon.
Grab the musket out of my hand, shove me to the ground, pour the correct amount of powder in here, take the ramrod, jam it down there, get a musket ball, put that in there, take the ramrod back out, jam that down there, somehow shoot me in the foot.
Keep the safety on.
Honey, this whole gun is a safe.
Okay, I just heard somebody say this on the radio. They said if somebody offered to pay my food and my rent for the next 18 years, I would do anything for them. But I complained every time I had to take the trash out of my parents' house. Just let that sink in. Just let that sink in. I'm gonna go call my mom.
The Royals began 1980 on a mission. George Brett's club had missed the playoffs for the first time in 4 seasons the year before and were hungry to get back to October.
I think if we ever do get a chance to play in the playoffs again, that if I was a betting man, I'd bet on the Royals, but I'm not a betting man.
Usually I started the season hitting about 220 in April, and then around May I would start getting hot.
How about that George Brett of the Kansas City Royals? Is he ever hot?
I just remember that I was seeing the ball good, and then I missed those 30 games with my ankle injury. I was stealing second base, boom, rolled my ankle, missed 6 weeks. We didn't have rehabs then. Hell, as soon as you were able to play, you were in the lineup. And I came back and I didn't miss a beat.
The 1-1 pitch. Swing and a drive, hit deep down the right field line. Might be, if it's fair, it's gone. It is there! Home run for George Brett!
I love that car more than anything that I have. Dad, what about us? You need a Q-tip?
Welcome back to Braves Country Baseball. One your score. The 1-0 pitch to Nick Allen pops it up high into center field. Who wants it? Hanging out underneath it, making the fair catch is Marsh for an easy out, number 1. That'll bring the top of the order back up, Ozzie Albies. First pitch on the way, sweeper misses outside wide, it's 1-0. They've let Luzardo hang around here. Now he's only at 77 pitches here in the 5th. The 1-0, swing and a miss. Ozzie spun around. Not sure what he was doing there, 1-1. He'll take his time out. The 1-1. Kicks and fires, swing, lifts it into left field. Easy catch. Kepler, 2 away. 2 down. And have only made Luzardo throw 5 pitches in this inning, or excuse me, 4 pitches in this inning. The next one will be number 5 is Austin Riley coming to play. 1 for 1 with the run scored. Lefty-righty matchup. Here's the first pitch. 95 inside. It's 0-1. Now that pitch may have been a touch inside. He's going to start getting these calls because he's been pretty efficient the last few innings. The 0-1, swing and a miss. Chase the changeup out of the zone. It's 0-2. 0-2 count. Swung on and pops it up high and deep into right field. Should be an easy play. It is for Castellanos, and that'll end the inning. 1, 2, 3. We go in order. We go to the 6th. 1-1. Who wants this game?
Like, who made your bracelet? That looks like a great aggressive.
You know, I got this bracelet from a guy at the steam room back in Arizona.
You got what?
Hey, Kenny, quit asking questions.
You
man.
got the bracelet. Explain, please.
What's that?
That's a swear jar. Every time someone swears, you put a quarter in it.
Who gets the money?
I don't know. We'll use it to buy something for the office, like a case of beer or something.
Fucking awesome.
You, Bob. You, Jim.
Eric, I have a bag on line 3 for you.
Can I borrow your pen? Can I borrow your f***ing pen?
Will the owner of a white station wagon please go yourself?
We're gonna go down there and we're gonna some. We're gonna some. We're gonna do whatever we have to because we're gonna some.
Hoop.
Doesn't count.
Shut the up!
This is your lunch. Now, you should be able to do whatever you want to with this, right? If you want to eat all of it, great. If you want to throw it away in the garbage, that's your prerogative. But here I come, the government, And I get to take 40% of your lunch. And that is how taxes work.
That's not fair.
You're learning. Uh-oh. Capital gains tax.
2 weeks later, he's among the league leaders in batting average.
I've never seen a hitter on fire like that.
How in the world do you pitch to George Brett?
It seemed like he got 4 hits every day.
All of a sudden, your average is 360. Now it's 390. I'll never forget going over 400. It was a 3-hit game against Toronto. I remember standing on second base and everybody's going crazy. So I look up at the scoreboard. It was 401.
Some kind of hitter.
Your home for the classic call of Braves Country Baseball. Welcome back. Pitcher's duel as we kind of expected tonight. Kepler will lead us off, the number 5 hitter of the Phillies. First pitch on the way from Schwellenbach. 95 right down the pipe. It's 0-1. The 0-1. Down and in, 1-1. 1-1 count. Braves 1, Phillies 1. Here's the pitch. Swing, rips it over to second. Ozzy's got it. Should be an easy play. It is. 4-3 put out, 1 away. One down. I have to reload this real quick. There's a little bit of a glitch involved. Righty-righty matchup now. JT Realmuto, the batter. First pitch on the way is a 97-mile-an-hour fastball. Misses wide. It's 1-0. Realmuto, 1 for 2 on the day. Struck out and singled to right. The 1-0. Pops it back foul. 1-1. The 1-1 swing, he rips it back up the middle, past the diving glove of Ozzy Albies, and it'll be a 1-out single for the Phillies. Give me 1 second, I'm going to reload this. This is it's froze just through the wickets of Spencer Schwellenbach. I guess it could be worse. It could have actually hit him in the legs, so it went right between his, almost like a crochet hit, right between the wickets and just past the diving glove of Ozzy. Here's the pitch, swung on, come backer to Schwellenbach. He'll fire it to second. Ozzy will rip it over to first, and it is an ending, rally-killing 1-4-3 double play. Schwellenbach was going off his back foot, off the wrong foot, and still made a perfect throw. My, oh my, what a play.
This feels weird. Are you sure this is legal?
I don't know. It's fun though, isn't it?
Is this the Thomas residence?
You got it.
Oh, come right on in. Have a seat. We've been expecting you. Someone called for a cosmetic order. Is there a lady here?
Well, what do I look like, Rosie Greer?
Hey, Leslie, Ashley said she wants to meet up before the 7-Eleven watch party at the AT&T Stadium and just kind of hang out.
Who is Ashley?
She's a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader. She had messaged me this morning. We've been talking back and forth. She was like a fan and saw our content, wanted to hang out.
Hang out with who?
With me.
With you?
Well, with us. She's really cool. Dude, I've talked to her all day today. She wants to show us around the facility.
Cody, if you want to make it to the watch party on Sunday, you better be kidding with me right now in this moment.
What are you talking about?
What do you mean? What are you talking about?
Listen, if you don't want to hang out with her, that's fine. I'm down to go by myself.
Cody,
listen. It's a joke. There's no Dallas Cowboys cheerleaders messaging. Okay,
there
it was
better
a joke.
not be.
It was a joke.
There better not be.
Unless one wants to, then by all means. God, oh my God. Leslie told me I have to make it abundantly clear that I actually am not interested in a Dallas Cowboy cheerleader DMing me, okay? Don't DM me, okay? Don't DM me. Do it.
And all the media comes in after the game and they say, hey, are you going to hit 400? It seemed like every day more media showed up.
George, since you went over the 400 mark, have you given any thought to that?
Well, I've given it thought because that's all I've been talking about lately, mainly because that's all I've been doing is talking to writers, it seems like.
And little did I know, for the next month, I'd be over 400.
Serious run at becoming the first 400 hitter since 1941.
People would wake up every morning and say, what is George Brett hitting? And that was across the country.
It was like, holy, you know what? This guy's hitting 400. It's getting pretty late in the year.
Welcome back. Marcell Ozuna will lead us off here in the bottom of the sixth. Braves looking to try to get that lead back. Luzardo 82 pitches in as we begin the sixth inning. Here's the first pitch to Marcell. 94 misses just outside. I guess it's 1-0. The 1-0. 94 misses high. 2-0. 2-0 count. You got Ozuna, Olson, and Murphy due up. The 2-0. Right there for a strike sweeper. 2-1. A little bit of rain is coming down. Not a whole lot, just enough to get you damp. The 2-1, swing and a miss. 2-2, four-seam fastball up top. Some of the fans are heading to the exits, but probably just to take cover. Nothing that a poncho can't take care of. 2-2. In a 1-1 game, the pitch on the way, changeup misses outside, full count. Marcell 2 for 2 with a double and a single. The payoff pitch, caught looking, strike 3. He wants to argue it, but that sweeper definitely hit the top side of the zone, one away. He started to lunge towards first base before the ball had really ever settled into the glove of JT. He'd made up in his mind that ball was going to miss the zone. One down. Matt Olson takes the first swing at the first pitch he sees and fires it straight back. It's 0-1. Last time up, he had a 14-pitch at bat. If you remember me telling you that he'll just throw the sinker in there to keep you honest every once in a while, the only pitch that he threw, the only sinker he threw the entire at bat was the final pitch to get him out. And it messed up his timing just in time. We're getting a quick delay because there's a real spastic thing going on with the electronic signs in the stadium. Sinker on the way, misses down and in. It's 1-1. They decided to just turn them off. They were like flickering to the point where someone's going to have an epileptic episode. The 1-1 misses high. 2-1. Definitely make it damn near impossible to throw or hit because your eyes just kind of drift right to it. So a 2-1 count. Pitch on the way. Swing, chops it off his foot. 2-2. On deck is Smurf. If anything could keep going, you get De La Cruz to the plate. The 2-2. Did he go around? They say he did. I'm not sure about that one. Olson doesn't like it. I have to see a side view on that. He kind of lunged his bat forward, but let's take another look. 50-50. I don't really think he offered, but depending on what his vantage point was at the third base side, it was really close. It's probably not helping Olson's cause that there's rain coming. 2 outs to Murphy, and the first pitch on the way to Smurf is a 94-mile-an-hour fastball in. It's 1-0. The 1-0. 94 inside, nowhere near the zone, 1-1. Mark Carlson with some really bad calls. One count. Pitch on the way, swing and a miss. 1-2. The 1-2. Inside 2-2, just misses. So a 2-2 count. Rain's starting to come down a little harder. Here's the pitch. Swing, lifts it into right field. Castellanos has it. That'll be it. 3 up, 3 down. Braves haven't been on and doing anything in a minute. We'll be back in a flash. Going to the 7th in a rainy Truist Park.
Put your hands up. This is a mockery. Don't you mean a robbery?
Opening day fact. Alexander Cartwright umpired the first game played by the Knickerbockers on April 10th, 1846. The score sheet for that game would simply say commencement of the season. With the Brooklyn Dodgers down 18-3 to their rival, the New York Giants, in 1912, fans stormed the field and delayed the game. By the time the fans were cleared out and play resumed, the game would be called in the 6th inning due to dark. The outfield stands at Braves Field received a fresh coat of paint before opening day in 1946. The weather prevented it from drying. What resulted was a lot of angry, paint-stained fans. The Braves would later issue an apology and even covered their cleaning bill. On April 15, 1947, Jackie Robinson became the first black baseball player to play in the major leagues when he took the field for the Brooklyn Dodgers. In his first game, he would walk and score a run on his way to winning Rookie of the Year at the end of the season. Ted Williams was one of the greatest hitters of all time, but he was even better on opening day, hitting an astounding .449. In 1950, Harry Truman became the only president to throw out a left-handed and a right-handed first pitch. Most people know that Hank Aaron broke Babe Ruth's home run record, but how many of you know that he tied Babe Ruth on opening day in 1974? Winning streaks and losing streaks are part of baseball. In 1974, another streak would happen when several naked fans ran onto the field at Chicago's Comiskey Park. And there you have it, some opening day facts.
In fact, no one in decades has been able to do what he's done. Carry a 400 average into September.
You rooted for him to hit 400.
I was rooting for him hard.
I'm just hitting the ball where it's pitched and everything's paying off right now.
How many of you think George Brett's going to bat 400 this year?
Then I did the one drastic thing I shouldn't have. I tried to hit 400. And once I got below 400, I started pressing more and more and more.
There's so much pressure in what he was trying to do, and you know that every pitcher's trying to get him out.
You haven't played it in years. Why can't I be quarterback, huh?
You're right. Let's see what you got. Hit me. I'm open.
Hi.
That's why. Now sit down and shut up.
It slipped. I just ate popcorn.
Welcome back. We head to the top of the 7th inning. Fast-moving ball game. Whether it's fast-moving enough, we'll find out. As the rain was really starting to come down, we're going to pull up the radar real quick to take a quick check. I mean, if they're going to get it done, it's really about to start coming down in the next 45 minutes. And I don't know if they'll wait that long because they don't normally wait for it to be full-blown covering you. So they're going to have to make this a quick one if they're going to get it in. And, yeah, they're going to go get the tarps. So that'll be about it. I have my doubts they bring this one back. Playing it forward, it would be looking at it, it's going to be at least probably around midnight before they would even think about getting this thing going back again. So I think we're going to step away from this tonight. No sense of keeping everybody hanging on a leash like that. I don't understand why they don't start the games earlier. Get with the team, say, hey, we're both not doing anything today. Just a heads up, we got a storm rolling in. Let's play this thing at 5 and not 7 o'clock. But it's not what they did. It's all about TV, I guess. And the rain's coming down. That'll do it for Schwellenbach and Luzardo. If they do bring it back, it'll be around midnight. And, well, I'm sure most of y'all will be in bed. Y'all have a great one, Braves Country. We'll see you tomorrow night here on Braves Country Radio.